So I've been wanting to do a video about, different other cover arts and box arts and stuff for a couple different series. And, it's not really possible for me to control and collect, all different medias they had out there. But you know what, I said, I'll just do a different format, something more similar to me, just kind of going through what I found and little information and just kind of enjoy what they've shown. So right now we're looking at Soul Edge. And Soul Edge, this is one of their promotional advertisements they had set up for the arcade pamphlets. And it's really great design overall. We have the, main character dead center. At least you would think the main character. You have the other, co-character on the edge. And you can see where the focus was going on for mostly character design. Especially with Voldo, I believe his name is. He's really striking. You have the little hero, you have the ninja, you have all the people around. They really were going hard on this, type of variants of characters. Because remember, we had Virtual Fighter, stuff like that, and all of it was just Kung Fu. This thing was ooh, we have weapons, we have fighting, and that's the highlight. You can see with all their hands, everyone's holding something. And with a lot of them out, you can tell, they wanted to show the fidelity of what they were trying to push 3D graphics. They obviously could have had something more hand-painted across, but you can see they're using these different 3D models to kind of highlight it. And I think that was one of the biggest selling points. They were yeah, we're next gen, we're next level, we're going to push this through. Now, with the way Soul Edge ended up becoming Soul Blade, and you're probably thinking, well, that's weird, why they changed that? Edge magazine had a copyright on Edge, and because of that, they had to skirt around, change the name a little bit. So, going through the research, you find out a lot of times they did change the name Soul Blade, or Soul Edge, or Soul Calibur, and a lot of this going across, they want to get these set up. Now, this is on the PlayStation. I believe this is the North American one. But once again, they're emphasizing the character, have them dead center, have the different, everything's supposed to be stylized. How does this cover art overall look? I think it's 90s as hell. I think it could have done a lot better, especially with other aspects over here. But you know what? They tried. Back is a good sub. Explain what you're expecting on here, especially with trying to emphasize the multiple weapons. Having this has a full orchestra scale of sounds and stuff like that. There's something new. They're trying to keep this polished out. Now here's some picture of the screen print on the disc art. And I think it's really cool. I just think having a lineup across and having all this in just looks beautiful. This is the North American one, I believe. So right here we have another version of the NCF. Now, see, my assumption, and this is me guessing because I don't know, I assume this might be a first printout and this might be the second printout. Because that would only make more sense to me why they would have more emphasis on it, because I've never seen the newer disc have this. But, don't know. Don't own these, but that's what I was able to find online. Looks pretty cool. Here's another cover for the PAL regions for Soul Blade. And they're doing hardcore on the Voldo right there. They have this little freaking thing. I remember as a kid, he freaked me out. He freaked me out really bad. The dude was just scary incarnate, to be honest with you guys. But PAL cover art does actually, I think, a way better job compared to the North American one. Once again, there are different cover variants. I try to pull as many as I can for this video. But, if I'm missing a few, then, I apologize. So looking at the back setup over here, they even have different languages, but pretty much the same thing. They try to break it down. It even has a little Tekken weapon. There's a Savage Sword Play, Epic Crusade. They all have the characters break down. I think it's a really nice overall style, especially for different regions. They have to accommodate for a lot, and I think they got a lot done without making it too cluttered. Could they have made it a little cleaner with some of the boxes? Yeah, could have made it maybe a little L, but it's fine. I think it looks good. And that is awesome. See, that is that is awesome art. I don't know if that variant of it. That thing looks sick. That would be, I would feel metal as hell if I put that on my system. So, on the Soul Edge over here, this is for the PlayStation. So over in Japan, obviously they don't have the copyright issues. We got that pasted right there. And this, remember I was saying about they could do the whole painted artwork look? You can tell they went for that route. It looks great. So I still think they based it off the 3D models. I think maybe it was just rotoscoped on, or maybe they put some sort of... See, I honestly don't know how filters would have worked back then, but... I think it's a pretty good, solid design. I think the placement of the words, everything's pretty emphasized on it good. Especially that scary face in the background. Who is that? I unfortunately do not read Japanese, but even the way this is styled out, it's pretty generic. But I know that the back of the box overall is probably some epic tagline across. In fact, let me see something real quick. Let's see what that tagline says. That tagline says, survey is... So that middle tagline saying, soul that transcends history and the world and will be passed down forever. And I'm 100% sure that's one of the announcer lines when you're playing, because this game always goes kind of crazy with the announcer lines. Let's look at some of the disc art for Japan, and that's pretty cute. See, that's nice. That's hardcore metal as PAL region was, but that's pretty nice. I like that. And Soul Calibur is Soul Edge, is Soul Blade, is any of those variants, and this was on the Dreamcast. This is when they started settling on the whole Soul Calibur name for all regions, which I think was a really, really smart idea. I think this is very pretty emphasis for what you end up expecting for this type of a series. And I think the box art here looks beautiful. I mean, honestly, merged a little bit too much in the orange. I think it might just because of the scan, but I think it looks great though. Should it have done color? Yeah, but they muted it out, and I think it works well for the blue highlight across. Now, oh, that's a pretty cool design. So they made it seem like they had multiple screenshots, but actually branched off and did a square effect for the actual character. So he's standing there, breakdown. So I'm letting you guys know I'm a bit of a Dreamcast fanboy and N64 fanboy. So if it ever seems like I'm too much giving them praise, it's literally because I really love the stylings of the 2000s that it pushed really hard. And here's on the, I believe, the American box set for that one, for the Dreamcast. And this one's actually pretty good, too. I mean, they have a preset. And the thing, too, with fighting games, you don't want to do too much with showing what is going on. Like, you show the action, show the scene. Truthfully, I think they should show more of a size comparison, maybe against the bigger characters and that. But you know what? They all have someone getting hit by something. And, yeah, overall good design. So now we're going to go into power regions. And, out of these three, I like this one. I actually like this one more than this one, because this one to me doesn't really emphasize much. It's probably explaining what it is, but this I feel like is actually pretty branched. Now, obviously different languages, but imagine if this was just different blurbs across. Let's take a look at the disc art, and pretty standard, pretty good. I mean, I don't know why they would, what do you call it, watermark cross, but yeah, looks fine. That one looks really, that looks fucking awesome. Again, that's from the back of the Japanese box where they had this image across, so that actually is a good match too. And this one, I believe, is Europe? Yeah, this is a European one. Wait, is it European? Yeah, I believe it is, because they have the EU set. So yeah, the European one is using the cover art from the American one that had it set with the... Or maybe both regions use that, maybe I'm just mistaken. But anywho, though. So then we have Soul Calibur 2. And this one, I talked about one of my shorts where I had the Xbox one. But I wanted to go look back. And this actually what started this whole rabbit hole, was the whole idea of... I want to see how this kind of evolved. Soul Calibur is one of those weird fighting games where they kind of kept trying to get their identity going, and I'll be honest with you, I don't like the new Soul Caliburs. I don't like the way it plays. I don't like the way the balance is. I feel like they kind of hit that money train, which hopefully they get out of. Hopefully they release a full-fledged game, but c'est la vie when it comes to a lot of this. So we got Soul Calibur 2 on the GameCube. We have Link being on one of the main characters, and I will say that I never really got to ever play the GameCube version of this, and I'm mad. Because Link looks like he's just being a boss back there. And I just, for a GameCube one, this is something I did find real interesting from a different printout. There's a printout that has Soul Calibur featuring Link. I don't know what region uses this tag. I think that's actually kind of hilarious, because the other ones I've seen before is just this one. So for them to say featuring Link with a whole font like that, I think that's kind of hilarious. And as some of the disc art, these discs are small, so this actually works really well. I think it's about the size of like those mini DVDs. And then we have... right here. Oh, look at that. I like this screen. So this one must be the Japanese one. Yep. And this one must be the North American one. Is there a PAL? I do not have the PAL. But yeah, that looks pretty good. I like that one more, though. So now we got the Soul Calibur 2. And this is going to be on a PlayStation with Hayabisha. I always forget his name, and I always feel really bad for it every time. Is it... No, it's Hiachi. It's Hiachi, I believe. And yeah, he's... he doesn't use weapons, and if I remember in the gameplay, he had either gauntlets or he had some sort of fighting gloves or whatever. But yeah, he fights all hand to hand, and you're gonna notice right off the bat a lot of these different cover sets that the characters are always gonna be kind of reflecting. So we got the 3 here. It's okay, cool. We got Mitsubishi, and I don't remember her name. We got Link, and then we have fucking Christ, I am killing it on the names today. Hiachi, and I think that's I don't remember his name. Shoot, doesn't matter. And then we got Ivory, and we got fucking Tank Face there. And then we got the 4 set up over here. I mean, pretty much all of them use the same design overall, even for different regions. One thing I did notice, and I want to highlight, is that we had a set dead center with the name, but then over, I believe, PAL, they dropped down to the bottom. And I actually, between these two, I actually kind of like the drop-down text near the bottom. I feel like it's bad to cover the face. Oh, I actually shift his head down. That's interesting. But anyways, though, and in the back of the box, pretty standard setup. I like the way the blurbs are with the... But once you... Oh, no, see, they got the people winding up this time for the hits, not just everyone getting hit on this one. And This one is the PAL region, I believe. And we have the silkscreen art for the North American and Canada, which is pretty nice with the overall design of it. And we have the Japanese region one, I believe. And that's interesting that the silkscreen prints right over the middle with the holographic. Like, even them doing that's kind of interesting. But see here, and this is PAL. Oh, right there, PAL. And very similar design as the Japanese ones. Only Americans looks like they had the silkscreen, which looks great. Which one's this region? This one? Nope, this is the Japan one too. So I wonder if they have made multiple releases across. Yeah, right? This PAL, that's Japan. Yeah, so I guess they had a variant of it. And they're using that image again from the first game, I believe. And then, of course, we have the Xbox one, which I talked about before with Spawn. And I just realized they had a different sword set for this. So look, they got like that one. And then they have like this one and this one. And it's a different sword in him. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. It's a different sword for each version of the cover. Didn't even know that. See, that's learn something new every day. And same exact design, black and white with four heads and such on it. And they give her a hand over in Power Regions. But yeah, I think that the same structure they had for these 3-game release and having the look silkscreen again. So let's talk about 3. And I didn't want to set too much on 3 when I was looking it up, but I figured I'd touch on it. That they were still rolling out, in my opinion, a good game. And I thought this game released on other consoles. I only found PlayStation 2, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was just PlayStation 2. And same cover art overall. They changed up the head spots in the background, which I thought was pretty interesting. Like, it's just different characters on it. And I just want to touch base on how interesting this even came about. Because I thought this was on Xbox, and I couldn't find the cover art first. Maybe I was mistaken. But, yeah, overall it looks pretty cool. I remember her from the newer games. And I think the styling they had set up on it is pretty cool on it. Let's see if I have any discard for this. What is this for? This is for the Power Regions, right? Yep, Power Regions. Get the little Peggy 16 and a British flag. I mean, going across there. And they have different regions on it too, but yeah, no. And I also think, like, I noticed on the other regions, they do like this cool, like, kind of like old text, papery type vibe on the back end. And over here they have the, like, let's make this into an epic, like, game and poster type style. THX being advertised hard on those, though. Interesting. Wait, was it the last one I have THX? Huh. Oh, yeah, right there, little one. But, yeah, no, this one ended up on the oddity on 3, how it had the different cover for different regions. But, yeah, just want to touch base and talk about, you know, how all these different cover arts have kind of changed and kind of been the same. You know, they've been using the head space and the head size in the same for overall of it, and yeah, just thought hope you guys enjoyed just taking a look at some of the stuff. If not, then, you know, no big deal. I had fun looking this up and researching it, and, you know, it's pretty much the ultimate goal for a lot of these videos, right? Is that you enjoy what you make. So hope you guys have a great day. Feel free to comment if you want me to do another dive into any of these other type of games I'm looking at. I'm gonna do a few other ones, but let's see what happens. So you guys have a great day. Take care.